Hello everybody, it is me, Mr. Hello everybody, it is me, Mr. Spinosaurus, and today we have another battle. But this isn't any average battle. No. This is the battle of the two beloved people of the game, Team Fortress 2, and that is the Heavy and the Pyro. That's right, a new update come out, and the Heavy and the Pyro are at war with each other. Now granted, it is for new weapons, but still, the winner of this fight will get not only new weapons, but also a new update for their class altogether. That's right. Now, this is a actual fight I am going to determine based on their personalities and strengths and weaknesses on who would actually win in a fight between the Pyro and the Heavy. Alright? And stay tuned for the end of the video to see what side I picked. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get this started. So, to go a little bit inside of these characters, since they are very unique, so to speak, let's start with the Heavy. The Heavy is of Russian heritage. He seems very dumb, but he is actually very smart within Russian politics in the Russian language. He just doesn't speak English all too well, and he has a very, very, very deep love for guns. He names every one of his miniguns, but the one that he loves most is Natasha, his go-to gun. Now, he lives in a very cold environment. He pretty much lives out in the tundra all alone with his mother and his sisters. I think, if I remember reading the comic correctly. So, yeah, there's a little bit backstory of the Heavy, all that kind of stuff. Now for the Pyro. The Pyro, no one knows what or who he is, but we do know one thing. He loves fire. In fact, he is said to have crap. The Pyro is said to have schizophrenia because in the Meet the Pyro trailer, we see that Pyro sees all unicorns and rainbows and giving these little babies candy when in reality he's burning everything down to ash and chopping people's heads off with an axe. Yes. And may I say, I play Pyro a lot. Just putting that out there. Not WM1. Bad WM1. Anyway. So, without further ado, let's get this started. So, the Pyro. Let's start with him. He's interesting. You know, he doesn't look like much underneath all that suit. But, apparently, for our common belief, underneath that suit, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. If this is actually what Pyro looks like underneath his suit, then, wow. Maybe he's not the right guy to have schizophrenia. But yes, judging from his body, if you get in a melee fight with him, he is very deadly, and given all that bulk to him, he's pretty fast, considerably. And he does have the Power Jack, which is a melee weapon that, when held, allows him to increase his movement speed. So that's something to look out for, Mr. Heavy Weapons guy. Now, Pyro is also an interesting character because he did that to a bear with an axe. Yeah, That is no average bear. That's, I believe, is a Russian bear, which is one of the biggest bears that is living today, and he just cut its head off with an axe. Like nothing. Like, look at him. He doesn't even have a scratch on him. Just nothing. And yeah, he does that too. And he's also a demon. Yeah, he's a demon. But, without, getting too much into Pyro, like I normally do, let's talk about the Heavy. The Heavy is not really muscular. He's chubby, but he's strong. And, you would assume that he'd be strong, considering that, A, he holds a minigun, and 2, he calls everyone little tiny baby men. Which is hilarious. Now, Heavy uses his machine gun very well. Very, very well. But, like the Pyro, he has one problem, and that being ammo. If he runs out of ammo, he pretty much has no weapons to back him up, except maybe a shotgun. But many people don't have shotguns for Heavy. They have them with a sandwich. So, or the Colas bar, or that bison steak. But the point is, if either of these two classes run out of ammo, they're screwed. Now, considering that Heavy weapons guy has 200 bullets in his minigun, and Pyro has 200 fuel, 200 liters of fuel, I suppose. They're both pretty much even in that retrospect. Now, what gives Heavy the advantage and what gives Pyro the advantage? Well, Pyro has stats and movement speed along with close-up combat skill against Heavy. Because Pyro isn't really a long-range kind of class. He's meant to get up in your face and basically burn all of your skin off. So, if Pyro was to get up close and personal with the Heavy weapons guy, it could go either way. Because sometimes, it all depends on how the Pyro maneuvers. All the Heavy maneuvers. Because sometimes you can kill Heavy with the Pyro close up, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just get thrown across the screen. Now, Pyro has burn effects, which could whittle down the Heavy's health, and he also has a flare gun, which, if an opponent is burning, it does mini crits. So that could be something to be wary about for Mr. Heavy. Now, as for Heavy, his gun does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. If he gets, let's see, he hits maybe 50 bullets out. 50 bullets. Yeah, that sounds about right. 50 bullets would kill probably another Heavy, considering that all those 50 bullets hit. So that'll be interesting. He also has a sandwich, meaning if he gets away enough or long enough, he basically restores all of his health. Pardon me. But that would also be getting rid of his shotgun. A shotgun would be very useful if he ever runs out of ammo in his minigun. Now, if he does have the Tomislav, then that would be... Actually, that would be a preferred weapon, considering that it has more of a narrow bullet stream, and he would be more likely to hit the Pyro. And the Pyro, he can't air blast bullets. So, Pyro would probably need the back burner. Or the degreaser. The back burner or the degreaser would probably be able to be good against the heavy. Because, once again, if Pyro gets up close to the heavy and he swirls around him to his back with the back burner, that does mini crits, which would kill the heavy very quickly. And the degreaser, you're able to switch weapons very quickly. It's almost instant, So he can hit the heavy with his flamethrower, back up, or in fact, hit the heavy with the flamethrower, as in flames, burn the heavy, air blast him back, use the flare gun, switch to it, shoot the heavy, does a mini crit, and then switch to the axe extinguisher and hit heavy again, which would probably kill the heavy. Whew. That was a 3-hit combo move. So, who do I think would win? Well, I think it's rather impossible to say who would win, considering that it all depends on the player that plays the class, it all depends on the map, it all depends on everything. Everything is all dependent. One class isn't better than the other. That's what TF2 is. It's even. But in reality, given that Pyro has all these demonic things to him, he would probably win. Considering that, a person that looks like that is probably a demon and or a dragon of some form. Yeah. So anyway, I promised you guys what team I said I was on, and I guess you guys that know me can probably guess I picked Team Pyro, because I love Pyro. Pyro's my favorite class, and it's not really because he's mysterious, it's just because he looks and feels demonic. You feel like you're just a psychopath running around burning people. That's glorious. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this commentary on the new channel, please leave a like and subscribe. And comment down below what team you picked. Is it hashtag Team Heavy or hashtag Team Pyro? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Mr. Spinosaurus. I'll see you all next time.